Hello Legionaries, Caesar here, bringing you another TFT gameplay video on the road to Diamond. You can see over there now, I'm on the other side of the screen, hopefully I'm pointing in the right way. Currently at Emerald 2, but at risk of demotion in this game, so definitely a game we want to win on this road to Diamond series. This series is one where I talk through the decisions that I'm making, the characters that I'm using, traits, teams, items, whatever, to try and help you guys in your rise up through the ranks in TFT, whilst also helping myself to do the same thing. As they say, the best way to learn is to teach. So we're going to see what kind of team comp the game throws at us today. We've been having a lot of success with Street Demon, but I don't want to play Street Demon every single game. We've got a good start here for either Anima Squad or Marksman Vanguard, so potentially leading towards one of those two teams, and I'll talk about them in a bit more detail depending on what shops we get next. I'm not a huge fan of Anima Squad. Every time I play this team, I tend to come... well, I mean, I do tend to do quite badly, but gosh, when you get an early Yumi, that is very interesting. So I think now... what's the game doing? I think now... I mean, we've got the Anima Squad. We're probably not going to play around Fiddlesticks. We're thinking of what we could do. A lot of options. A lot of options. I think what we're considering is playing around Anima Squad early and maybe transitioning into Amp Strategists, which is a much more reliable team. Got a Gunblade quite early, not the best item for us to use. Street Demon is probably not good. It's definitely not going to be what we do. Patient Study's not a bad choice. Probably not going to do that. BRB's interesting. BRB is very interesting. Oof. I like Patient Study as well, though. We're going to go for Patient Study. And I'm happy we did, because we got a 2-star Seraphine. And we've got this. So we're probably not going to go towards Exotech. We may go towards a Marksman Vanguard team, so we'll keep these. We'll keep the Siluses on the off chance that we're somehow able to get a 3-star Silas and the game just wants to give it to us. Seems unlikely. So really, we're thinking of an Anima Squad game initially, at least for the first few rounds, just because of the units that we've got. But we're looking at later on in the game, Marksman Vanguard looks like a great option. We're also thinking of Amp Strategist as another option and playing around the Yumi. Patient Study is great. If we lose, we get a lot of XP, but even if you win, you get 2 XP. So this is basically giving us 2 or 3 gold every round. It looks like it's pushing us towards a Marksman Vanguard game with a shop like that. I mean, my goodness. My goodness. Okay, we're going to sell the Siluses. I don't see anything happening there. I mean, yeah, it really does look like it wants us to play Marksman Vanguard. I think for the moment, this board's better. Let's see what other people are going for. We do have a Golden Ox player who will likely contest us on the Marksman. I think if we get... oh, lovely. We came up against a player who's going really hardcore on his calculated loss. That was fantastic RNG. Thank you, RNG gods. Thank you. Really happy we got that free win. So, it's a hard choice. The game's giving us so many Marksman Vanguard units. I'm not sure if it's better than playing around the Anima Squad yet. Just because we've got a 2-star Seraphine. But I mean, if we get 2-star Kindred, 2-star Cogmore, or a Skarner in one of our shops, then it's going to become a lot more tempting. I think the Vi's better than the Jarvan for now if she's 2-star. We've got the Amp option here. Gosh, you can see how I'm really wanting to keep both team choices alive, and I'm going really, really heavy on the units. Really heavy on the units. I could be making Econ here, but I'm not, because I'm going so heavy on this. So, we are going to get contested a little bit on the Marksman Vanguard with the Golden Ox player, probably. It looks like nobody's doing any kind of amp strategist team, and we have got a decent start for it. I think the carousel may help us pick a little bit as well. Because if we get Rage Blades, then Marksman Vanguard looks a lot better. If we get Tier, then Amp Strategist looks a lot better. But gosh, it's a tough decision as we're just surrounded by two really great teams trying to decide which one we'd rather do. And the game's not helping because it's giving us units for both. I think Marksman Vanguard is it's a very safe team to get me full 4/3. But if I want to win, I think Amp Strategist is better. If I get the Tier, I'll definitely go for Amp Strategist. If I can get the Tier. But I don't know. Tier's a very high priority item these days, as you can see. So Bow maybe then instead, which would give us a Rage Blade, which would be great for the Marksman Vanguard team. Yeah, okay. So I think it's gonna be Marksman Vanguard. We got the item for it with the Rage Blade. We got the units for both teams, but I think we're not unhappy going for the Marksman Vanguard. We'll take the 4 gold. Okay, we're going for Marksman Vanguard. We're committing to it. We're thinking, how do we do this? I think for now, I might just do this. We'll just keep playing around the Anima squad for now, but we're definitely going to transition into a Marksman Vanguard setup. I'm starting to think, can we drop one of these 2 units? But I'm not sure how we'd make that work at the moment. So we're just going to do this, just that we can put the Rage Blade on somebody who can make use of it. But the goal now is to transition into Marksman Vanguard. I think if we get a Skarner, we're almost just going to drop all the Anima squad units and go for it. But I still think at the moment, we're quite happy with the extra Anima squad units. So the Marksman Vanguard team, by the way, is Silas, it's not Rast, it's Braum, Jarvan, Jinx, Phelios, Leona, Zarya, and Jin. And the team is just 4 Marksman, 4 Vanguard, simply, and then you get the Anima squad and the Golden Ox. And it's a really easy to play team. Gosh. Do we start playing it now? I think we do. Yes. We've gone for it. I'm thinking about selling these Cogmores if we win the battle. Even if we don't, I might sell them along with the Kindred, just so we can start making Econ. A level up would be really good so that we could get an extra Vanguard unit. That Bramble Vest is going to be a bit of a problem for us, but luckily he doesn't have a backline, so we've got the time to burn through it. We are going to sell Cogmore, and we'll play this. So, Marksman Vanguard, again, it's a I love this team. Really easy, really simple to play. You've got loads of units you can play around in the early game, because really what you're just doing is saying, I want to put on Marksmans, and I want to put on Vanguards. When I get a better Marksman, I'll take off the worst one I've got. So, you know, Kindred I can use at the moment, but when I get a Jinx, or a Zarya, or an Aphelios, I'm going to take off the Jinx. And that's really it. Same with the Vanguard. At the moment I've got a Vi, but once I get, you know, a Braum, 2-star, or Leona, or something like that, I'm going to take them off. The team has some interesting potential depending on augments. If you get a Marksman augment, you could play around Misfortune as a Marksman carry. If you get a Vanguard augment, you can play to level 9 and go around 6 Vanguards. If you do neither of those options, you can still go to level 9 and play with Aurora, or Zac even is a good option. So a lot of flexibility in this team. Wow, the game really loves us. There's our Infinity Edge as well. Sell these units. And the items that you want on this team are 2 Rage Blades and an Infinity Edge on your Aphelios. Those are the best items for him. We've got the 4 Vanguard now. Those are the best items for him. And then on the Zarya, you want Shojin, Infinity Edge as well if you can get it, and Last Whisper, but you probably are not going to get the same level of items on both carries, so just whatever AD items you have left over. And then Leona's going to be your main tank. You want Warmogs, Sunfire Cape, Gargoyles, don't play those kind of items. So let's take a look around. This player is most likely going to contest us, but we're not going to be too heavily contested, which is good. We've got Jin as our temporary item holder for the moment. We're hoping this Shaco doesn't just jump onto our Jin, but it's looking like that our worst fears have happened. I'm not sure if these units are going to be able to kill this Shaco, which really sucks, as we were on a lovely win streak. We tried to level up to maintain the win streak, and we had a Shaco jump and kill all of our backline carries. Luckily, we can sell the Kindred, just that we keep 50 gold. So we're in a good position in our economy at the moment. Not great that we lost the win streak, but it's not the end of the world. We do get the Vanguard emblem, and a Leona, and a Giant spell. I mean, wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is incredible. Cannot tell you how good that is. So what we're going to do is, I think we're going to try and win streak this, because we could have 6 Vanguard already, which just sounds crazy. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to play like this. I was considering leveling up and just slamming. I think holding against 50, 150 shield. Okay. I mean, we may as well still chuck this on Kindred. There's not really any harm in it. We're going to sell her later anyway. And then I was considering just leveling up right now to put on the Ras to get 6 Vanguard, but don't think we need to do that yet. Don't think we need to do that yet, because we're fine with losing at the moment, because it gives us more EXP for our patient study. Now this is going to be a level 19, and we're going to want Rast on, and we're going to be able to do 6 Vanguard, as I mentioned earlier, which is a really strong team. The 6 Vanguard bonus, you can see, gives a 40% shield and 18% durability while shielded. So it's going to make your front line really, really difficult to burn through. We've got great items for it already. And so now this team, which is a safe 3rd or 4th, is looking like a potential winner if we can make all of the stars align. So we're happy to lose for a little bit, happy to gain the extra value that losing provides us from this patient study. Let's take a look at the enemies. This guy's going for a Vex team. We've got a Fiddlesticks player, some kind of Golden Ox, Boombot, something or another. He's probably going to contest us for the Golden Ox units, the Aphelios that we're going for. Amp Strategist. Good thing we didn't go for this now, because he's doing it. This is another, well, it looks like a Vex team, but he has got Rapid Fire Emblem. Twisted Fate. Rapid Fire. So, nobody's contesting us. We've got a really strong start. Now it's just making sure that we're able to capitalize on it. Sometimes one of the most important skill sets in TFT, one of the most important skill sets is being able to just not come in the bottom 4. But the other one is that when the game does give you something that's potentially a winning setup with the augments and the units and the items, that you're able to capitalize on it. And so this would be a good test, because 6 Vanguard, 4 Marksmen is definitely a potential 1st place team, at least 2nd place team. At least 2nd place team. Because we also have to keep in mind that other players have got prismatic augments too, and that could mean 3-star 4 costs or other scary things. So we're looking at the Zarya. Zarya looks amazing at the moment. Otherwise, we're quite open. We haven't really got any items, so we can be quite flexible. A belt, a sword, another Rage Blade would be good, but Zarya would be ideal. If we can't get the Zarya, we'll take the sword. Perfect. Perfect. We've got an early Zarya on the team as well, which we're going to swap for Kindred for now. It's tempting to put the Jin items on... we're going to put the Jin items on Zarya. They're not ideal, but we're still going to do it. And we don't gamble. It's not a gambling channel. Take the Braum. We can level up, which is going to let us do 6 Vanguard. We're going to... What am I doing? We're going to do this, and this. I don't actually know if that made sense. I think maybe putting the Vanguard emblem on Zarya's fine for now. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. We'll put it on Jin. We're not going to try and get the Vanguard emblem onto a tanky unit because it just doesn't really work for our team. Maybe if we somehow hit level 10, we'll put it on Zac, but I think it's unlikely, and I think the way we're going to play this is that we'll have 5 frontline units, and then the Vanguard emblem will just sit on one of our back lines, which will then empower the frontline units. We move the items onto the Zarya because Zarya's an amazing carry. Amazing carry, does a lot of damage, and definitely won us that battle by having the items on her rather than having them on Jhin, which is why we've gone for it. The Rage Blade's not great on her, in all honesty, but the Infinity Edge is definitely a fantastic item on her, which is why we've done it. So now we're just going to slowly level up to 9. Once we hit 9, then we're going to go for all of our units, rather than doing it at 8, because we can afford to, frankly. Nobody's really contesting us. We're repeatedly checking to make sure, because if this player starts getting Aphelioses, which he is going to do, you can just tell from the items, then we may start to consider it. But at the moment, we're not under any threat of our main carries being taken away from us. I'm debating swapping the Rast for the Vi. The only thing that's stopping me is that the Vi's 2 cost. The Rast will give us some extra armor and magic resist across the front line through the Divina Core bonus. But I think we probably wait for him to be 2-star before we put him on. But yeah, really strong team. And the game plan's really simple. Like I said, easy to execute team. All we want to do now is level up, put on Jinx, level up, put on Aphelios. Done. And if we're missing either of them, we'll put on Kindred instead as a placeholder. Like I said, it's quite a straightforward and easy team to execute. We are going to lose some of these battles, but we're losing them by quite a close margin, which is great. And again, we're getting use of that patient study because we get more EXP if we lose than if we win. And we're getting effectively 3 gold or 2 gold for free every single round, which is, you know, nothing to be snuffed at, especially on a game where we're going for level 9 anyway. Getting that extra EXP is fantastic. Gosh, I just hate looking at this Vi. Is this player got any Aphelioses yet? I don't even know if he's going for it. He's being very creative with his team, but it looks like it's not doing very well for him being so creative. Alright, let's see. Cloak would be good for Gargoyle Stoneplate. We'd also love Rage Blade. We'd love items for the Zarya potentially. Seems to have got a bit of a mix of good items here. And Nico, but the Zarya's great. Now we don't want to use a second Sunfire Cape. I don't think we can use any of these items. The sword's good if we get an Infinity Edge, like if we get a glove for an Infinity Edge, or another sword for a Death Blade, or a Tear for a Shojin, but we're not going to use an Edge of Night or a Sterix Gauge. Sunfire Cape, we're not putting 2 on, we've already got 1. So at the moment, our items are a little bit messy. We've got great components, but nothing to build them into at the moment. Which is fine, it's not the end of the world. We're still in a good place, getting our EXP up. We're fine to lose a few more battles to help us reach that level 9 goal quicker. But once we hit level 9, we definitely want to stem the bleeding. The Shaco's gone straight for our Zarya once again, which is a mistake on my part. I should have looked at the teams and spread out my backline a little bit. So, yeah, a preventable loss, but still fine in the scope of us having patient study and being alright with losing a few rounds. You see in these icons, by the way, we've got 3 players with the new Riven skin, me and the other player with the Jinx skin from Arcane, so a lot of similarities. Climb the ladder is not bad. Bulky buddies is an interesting idea. I think it stacks as well because we're gonna do bulky buddies. I think the reason I'm so excited about bulky buddies is because it's gonna give our team max health shields, and they get bonus durability while shielded. It's gonna be a bit awkward with our positioning. We're gonna have to be a little bit creative. We're gonna have to do something like this. Yeah, we'll do something like this for now. Put the Renekton on for the moment, just until we actually get the units that we're looking for, because he's obviously going to be better than a Kindred. So, we've gone for Bulky Buddies because what Bulky Buddies does is it gives your team bonus health and a shield when their ally dies if they're next to only one ally. And then the Vanguard bonuses give us extra durability, so more tankiness, if they have a shield. So we're giving the team an extra shield, which gives them even more bonuses because of the 6 Vanguard, and it's really great synchronization between the augments, which is exactly what we want, especially from a silver augment to be getting that kind of value. So I make it sound amazing, but we are still losing. But this is half expected at the moment. We're still missing that backline damage at the moment. We've got the tanks, but we're missing the Aphelios. We're missing 4 marksmen in general. And so we're going to lose... Well, we've lost this battle. We'll probably lose the next battle as well. And then we're going to be looking at leveling up. Let's see if this player's stealing our units yet. No, he's gone for a Misfortune build, so nobody's stealing any of our units. So it's going to be a level up after this battle. And we're going to go put on the 4 marksmen. We'll sell this Renekton that we've got, put our 4 marksmen on, and then we're hoping for the backline damage to really come online. We're debating using this next round because I think I want the gold now rather than later, even though it will give me more interest later. We don't want to start hemorrhaging our health too badly. So we're going to use this gold item next round. Next round's going to be the big roll down. And really, we need to get 2-star Zarya, 2-star Aphelios, 2-star Leona. That would be ideal. This battle's actually quite close. I think purely because this person's using Zeri, which isn't very good anymore. So we do actually win, surprisingly. And now in the carousel, we're looking for a lot of items. We're in a great place in terms of components because we could use a tear, a glove, a cloak, another belt, a lot of good items. So we don't really need any of the characters. So we'll see. I think I'd want another tank item the most. So I'm looking at the belt. Looking at the other belt. Because I want our Leona to be a bit tankier. So we'll take the belt. Just because we've got 2 backline items, we've only got 1 frontline item at the moment, and I want to get a Warmogs on this Leona, just give her a ton of health, which is going to get even more value from all these shields that she'll be getting. It's going to be, again, just great synchronization. We don't gamble. Okay, where are my units? There's my Aphelios. Sell that, sell that. Put you on. Put you on. Brom's going to have to be by himself. So we're going to take these, do that. Give me all the money. Yeah, just do this. Okay, let's roll a little bit. Okay. We probably should have waited actually in hindsight to make use of the Golden Ox there, but not the end of the world. We're hoping for quite a big damage boost now. We've got the Bulky Buddies, we've got an Aphelios, we've got 2-star Zarya, only a 1-star Aphelios and Leona still, so we are missing some important star levels, but I still expect, with the stacking Rage Blade, with the incredible tankiness that our frontline has, we should be in a good place. I say that. It's looking like this battle's going to be a loss, a very close one. But still a loss. So we do need those 2 stars now. That's going to be our limiting factor. We just need to get these 2 stars. We're going to play around the Golden Ox, stacking a little bit as well. So we'll just roll in time with that, which will help us in a way. There we go. 2-star Aphelios. That's part of what we need. We're considering moving this Vanguard emblem onto one of our other carries, because I'd rather have, you know, a tankier Zarya than have a tankier Jhin. But there's no rush on that. We're moving our carries around a little bit just because we know that this Shaco player keeps catching us off guard, and we don't want to let him to keep doing that. It's a very tanky Mundo. Wow. We'll have to see if we're able to burn through him. We do have a Sunfire Cape on the Leona though, which is really good at countering out the healing that this enemy team has. The question is just, can we actually burn through this humongous front line? We've got the Mundo. He hasn't managed to kill our Leona yet either. Cho'Gath's going to be the next big one we need to burn through. The Aphelios' Rage Blades are stacking up though, and I think it's too much for him to handle. So there we go. Starting to feel the power of this team now. That 2-star Aphelios upgrade is a big one. So we're going to roll once more. There's our Leona. Fantastic. We are going to be able to get some money from these guys to be able to buy her. And then we've got our 2-star Leona, 2-star Aphelios, 2-star Zarya. Now, at that point, we're probably thinking maybe we do go for level 10, honestly. The only other upgrades are 2-star Brawn, which we're not going to roll, you know, a lot for. We're just going to hope to get that naturally. We could potentially go for a 3-star 4 cost this game, but as we haven't got anything specifically to try and achieve that, I'm not eager to do it. Some interesting items here. I'm thinking... So, we could take an Infinity Edge for the Zarya. We could take a Spear of Shojin for the Zarya. I'm thinking maybe it's Spear of Shojin for the Zarya, and then a Bramble Vest. We could also build Gargoyle Stoneplate, and then a Giant Slayer on one of our... Actually, I think that's better. We're going to go for Gargoyle Stoneplate on this Leona, make her really tanky, and then we're going to chuck a Giant Slayer onto Jhin. And we're really just going to focus on... Sorry, onto Aphelios. And we're really going to focus on Aphelios being our main carry. We haven't got any items on the Zarya, which isn't ideal, but I think even with the 4 marksmen, she'll be doing some good damage. And the Aphelios is definitely up to the task of being a solo carry with that gigantic Leona standing beside her. Who you can see is just eating this Misfortuno, taking no damage from it. Or not no, but really shouldering the burden there. I'm considering moving the Vanguard emblem onto Zarya. Gives her some extra tanky stats. You know, it's better on her than on Jhin. We've got the removers for it anyway, so we are going to do it. We'll buy the Aurora for if we manage to hit level 10. We'll put the Vanguard emblem onto Zarya for now. And you can see, really sturdy team, really strong team. We're still conscious of this Shaco player. There he is. And we want to try and make sure that he's not going to jump straight to our most vulnerable carries, being this one right here. We're actually going to move... No, we're not. We're going to keep it here. I might regret that. Okay, it doesn't matter. We're not against him anyway. So, let's see if we can win this battle. We're against a Vex player. Aphelios is stacking up again. You can see this Leona with 6 Vanguard. It's just so hard for them to do damage to. And I think that's what's really making the difference for us this game. So again, we're thinking about level 9. We're thinking about maybe 2 Dynamo with the Aurora. We could put the Vanguard emblem on a Zac potentially. But we'll see. Let's take a look at the enemy teams that we could be fighting. We've got the Shaco player still, the Sejuani player, and a Zeri player. Not too worried about the Zeri player. This player is a little bit scary. And I'm still worried about this Shaco, who seems to repeatedly just jump straight to my backline. But we are going to keep our team positioned like this. We're hoping that the Shaco is going to jump to the Jhin, and the Aphelios is not going to be the one to get killed first. But it's hard to predict. Luckily we're against this player, and now he is going to hit the Zarya, but he's not going to hit the Aphelios with the Sejuani. And I think he's just missing really items on his backline. So even though his front line is really great and tanky, no items on the Vex. I just don't see how he's going to be able to get through this Leona that we've got. And yeah, the answer is that he's not. Leona's still practically full health. There you go. First execution of the game. Again, just a really simple comp, but executing it well, making huge capitalization on the Vanguard emblem that we've got. Let's see what we've got on the carousel. So we want Zarya items. That's what we want. So we're thinking... Gosh, I don't think any of these are really good. Maybe we don't want Zarya items. Redemption's not bad on this team because we have so much tanky front line as is. So we're thinking of the Redemption. There we go. The reason Redemption's good is because the team has so much front line, we get a lot of value from the Redemption, as there's just a lot of healing going on between Well, not tanky units. We've got another one. We don't gamble. We are going to chuck the Braum here. I'm not sure if that's the right way to do it. I want to get the max redemption value, but I'm not sure what the best way is to do it. I think Braum's the better person to have it on, even though he's 1 star for now, because he'll hopefully become 2 star later. Yeah, we're going to do it. We'll chuck it on Braum, with the hope that we're going to be able to get him to 2 star. And we will see who we are against. But you can see we've got a little bit of a win streak building up now. We're against a Vex player who does have a lot of backline carry items. Our positioning is quite bad against this player actually, because I think the Sejuani's on is going to hit both Aphelios and Xayah. Yep, it is. So that's really bad. So in trying to position against one player, we ended up positioning really poorly against another one. He gets 2 Sejuani ultimates off on us, which could be the difference maker in the fight, as he does manage to get through our Leona. First time that's happened in a while. I'm not sure if we've got the damage. Wow, just about. Just about. We're going to sell the Xayah just to get our econ. Still in a good place though. Still in a very good place. An Aurora. If we get 2 star Aurora, that'd be great. We're also looking at maybe getting an Urgot, just because he'll be great to go alongside the Aurora. So we'll just do that so that we don't miss it. Then we could be against practically anyone in the lobby now. He has moved his Shaco around. I'm pretty happy with our positioning in general, other than against that Sejuani player. It's good to have our carries split. We've got Aphelios here, just in case there's a Shaco here, so he doesn't jump onto him. So we're happy with this for now. The patient study value, by the way, that we're getting this game is massive. Still getting, even when we're winning, an extra 2 EXP every round, which is going to help a lot for our goal of reaching level 10 this game. We just want some Xayah items, that's all we want, just to buffer up a bit. The Misfortune is hitting the Aphelios, which is really, really not ideal. I think that second cast of hers is going to kill him, and I don't know if we have the damage to win this round without Aphelios. Yeah, so this play is going to become a bit of an issue for us. I mean, it already is a bit of an issue for us. You see how tanky that Xayah is there. If she had a couple items, we definitely would have won that battle. So we're going to spend a little bit on leveling, just to hit that tree bonus. I want to get these trees up just to stack up this Golden Ox. I think the Shaco player is dead now. Nope, he's still alive. He's the reason my positioning is so awkward. I think ugh, so annoying. I want to move my Aphelios to better shield against the Misfortune, but I'm worried about the Shaco. Okay, again, we want Xayah items. That is what we want. Keep the potential of a 3-star 4 cost alive. There we go. We'll be able to level up next battle. Do you know, we're going to level up now. It's not ideal for Golden Ox, but it just feels like the right thing to do. And we're going to take the Shojin. We're going to put it on Xayah rather than on Aurora, as we do care a bit more about Xayah than we do about Aurora at the moment. And we're going to put Samira here, so that Aurora pulls in the Samira. Okay, we're against the Aphelios player. We're hoping now with this extra Dynamo boost, the 2-star Aurora on the team as well, the damage she's going to bring, that any battles that were kind of close will hopefully go a bit more in our favour. He does have a 3-star Fiddlesticks, which is going to be doing a lot of damage. I'm not sure if he can burn through the Leona, or if we're going to burn through the Cho'Gath. It's going to be very close. They're going to both die at a similar time. Oof. Wow. Okay, so we do lose the battle. Definitely not ideal. There we go. We got an Urgot though. That's really good. There's our Braum finally. We're looking at these units, thinking are there any that we can use, but I don't think there are. I think the team we've got now, it's a bit too late for us to use this Zac, honestly. So we're going to do this. We are against the #1 win streaking player. Oh, it's this player, so we need to move our Aphelios around, just that he doesn't get hit by the Misfortuno in the same way he has been. Let's see if we've done enough to weather the storm. The last time we fought against him was close. The Misfortuno kept clipping our Aphelios, which this time it's not, which is great. Question now is Aphelios going to be able to stack up enough before our Leona dies? Oof. Misfortuno, wow, doing a lot of damage there. Almost knocking us out, getting us into second place. Still showing off the power of the team. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to beat him. I think what we want to do is just stack units in front of this Misfortune. Okay, we're going to forget about the bulky buddies. Not completely. How best to organise our team to try and weather this Misfortune storm. Okay, this is it. We'll see if the position is done enough. We're just trying to create a barrier that she has to get through to hit our back line. But she does look pretty comfortable tearing through our front line. I'm not sure if the Leona really has enough to handle her. The 3-star release as well is quite a lot. So not a battle that we're going to be able to win, but still a great game to show off the power of a Marksman Vanguard team. A really easy to play, strong team that you can escalate through the game and to be able to get you a really easy top 4. And if you play it right, it can get you first, but definitely second, third, fourth. So a strong team to show off, one that I'd recommend playing. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.